Classic rock album reviews coming right at you.
Hey, SHMACKEMAGOB, everybody. It is I, and I'm here to do one of these classic rock album episode thingies. And this one, it reminds me of like all the episodes I've done, because this is a great album. And all I do is talk about great albums on my channel, according to me. And this time I'm going to talk about Loudness with Thunder in the East. Man, do I love this album. I knew about them when they sang in Japanese. I got some imports here from their, this is Disillusion. Great album. Birthday's Eve, fantastic album. The Law of the Devil's Land, awesome album. And Devil's Soldier. I love them all. I do. They're sung in Japanese, and they're awesome, but this one, baby. Max Norman, awesome producer, got a hold of this band. And I gotta say, this guy right here, Akira Takasaki, what a tone on this guitar player. What an amazing guitar player. And I've met him once, and it's a fluke I met him. There was a pre-cruise show, one of those rock, cruise events. They held shows here in the Miami Casino, Magic Casino. And I went not knowing Akira was going to be there. And, Sebastian Bach, Steve Vai, guy from Tesla, host of bands, and I went, check it out. And they had like some all-star thing, and Akira comes out and they do Highway Star. And I mean, seriously, this guy is one of the greatest guitar players in my world. And I was like, oh man, Akira, man, I would love to meet that guy. Not thinking I would that night, but I did. Because after the show, me and my friends are just hanging out in the parking lot. And how comes Akira with some big security guard walking? And I was like, oh, Akira, can I get a picture? And Akira goes, waves and just keeps walking. And then he stops and he turns around and he goes, picture? I was like, yeah, I want to get a picture with you. So, and I'm like telling him he's my favorite guitar player. Thank you. And he's giving me that little Japanese bow. Thank you. Very nice guy, And here's that picture I took with Akira. And wow, what an amazing guitar player. Never thought I would meet the man. And I did. And it was a pleasant yet very brief experience, but it was awesome. Anyway, so this album came out, and I already knew of Loudness. I didn't own all those albums I just showed you. I owned Disillusion and Devil's Soldier, I think. Yeah, and then I acquired those later on. And then I got this. And this album just blows my mind. Such a killer album. And it starts with Walkin' Wall Crazy Nights. You ought to hear woe tonight. Just the way that song starts, that tone is godly, man. And forever I was thinking, what the hell does MZA mean? And I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it says it means nothing. That, the Minoru Niharo was having a difficult time coming up with lyrics, and Max Norman told him, I think it was Max Norman's idea, just say MZA. And that's what they do. And it's catchy. It's a cool song. I love it. The video and everything. You come to see the show. We were going to walk in while you come on, get on your feet. Love it. Then it goes to Like Hell. Well, I'm going to walk you. Fucking killer tune. Heavy, traditional metal with no preservatives. I mean, that song smokes. And it's like the perfect second track. It just keeps fucking killer. Alright. Then Heavy Chains. Starts off mellow, but one of my favorite tracks on the album, because then when it goes into that amazing riff. And a funny thing about this album, they made a video for every song off this album. And I remember it was an import. It was very expensive to get back then. And then, of course, through the bootleggers and tradings, I ended up getting it. And it's cheesy as fuck. but I love it because I love cheesy videos. And yeah, Heavy Chains kicks ass. All right, the next song, Getaway, another ripping tune in the spirit of Like Hell, rip-roaring, fast, kick-ass, amazing song. I love it. Then we end side 2 with We Could Be Together. I remember in '85, I thought this album was going to explode, to tell you the truth, because I was very good at predicting bands that would become big before they became big back in the early '80s. Like I predicted Judas Priest, I predicted Def Leppard, I predicted a bunch, Scorpions. There was a lot of bands I was into that weren't big. Metallica. Well, actually, I didn't think Metallica was going to be big, but I was into them before they got big. Well, Loudness, I think, was the first band I predicted that I was wrong. And I thought We Could Come Together was going to be a big hit because it's melodic. It's kind of dated now listening to it because it's got that, you know, I got your real one, baby. It's got like a groove. It's catchy. But, yeah, you know, it's my least favorite song on side 1, but it's still a good tune. Good melodic rockin' tune. All right, then we go to side 2 with Run For Your Life, which starts weird, like a keyboardy sound, and then it goes into this like really proggy riff, very proggy. Then it gets mellow, then it gets heavy. It's a unique tune. It's probably the most, you know, challenging song on this album. You know, where they take the most chances is on Run For Your Life. Then back to the killer riffage and killer song, Clockwork Toy. Don't do this. That video's a trip. It has a girl walking around with her playing and these weird lines around them. Just wacky stuff. But Clockwork Toy, killer song. And the same thing with No Way Out. I mean, this album is awesome, man. No Way Out's another smoking tune. It's just killer, killer solo on this. But the best solo on this album is the next track. And probably my favorite song off the album. Lines Are Down. Oh, man, is that song amazing. You know, I play that song a lot on my radio show. Like if it's the go-to song from here. But you know, sometimes I played Heavy Chains and Like Hell. But Lines Are Down is the one I play the most. And it rips. You know, just what Akira does on that song. It's mind-rippingly killer. Love it. And then it ends kind of like on a bum note. Song called Never Let Me Down, is it? No, Never Change Your Mind. It's really a, you know, by numbers ballad, you know, but I will say the solo on it is kind of Schenker-esque, Michael Schenker sounding, very melodic and just like every note is awesome. The solo's unbelievably cool. But yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to talk about Loudness, Thunder in the East. It's an amazing, amazing album. And I have some other Loudness stuff I want to show you. I don't have my CDs handy. I have the Mike Becerra era, Soldier of Fortune, and I forgot the other one, Within the Mirror. In the Mirror is an older song on one of these. And this is a Road Racer. This is just a single. Road Racer and Shinky Roll. Loudness. And then I got this one. This is pretty cool. I think this is around... Is Max Norman... Did Max Norman produce this? It doesn't say. It sound... No, he didn't. But it sounds like it could have came off Thunder in the East, the song Gotta Fight. Odin and Flash Out is like a... instrumental. It's a 3-song album, Gotta Fight, pretty cool. Then they released this one, Lightning Strikes, which it's a heavy album, but it didn't really catch on, and I do think it's a little too heavy for the masses, but you know, the songs aren't quite there all the way through. You know, Let It Go was a cool single, that was melodic, but like the Ashes in the Sky, what a killer tune. You know, Black Star Oblivion, Face to Face, Thousand Eyes. I mean, it's cool, but it's no Thunder in the East. And then they released this one, which was even more commercial. Hurricane Eyes. But what's that song I love on here? That opening track, SDI, is unbelievably killer. Strike of the Sword, it has its moments, but then they kicked out Minoru Niharo, you know, to get an American singer, which is Mike VIERA. I love him. I love Obsession. I will do an episode on Obsession, probably Methods to Madness, because that's my favorite Obsession album. Great singer, amazing. He sang with Yngwie for a while too. Good stuff. I have those CDs, and I know they release more stuff in the future that I'm not too familiar with. But that's it, my friends. Wanted to talk about Loudness. And tell me what you think, man. Put your comments below. And another thing I would like to know from people, if you're a Loudness fan, tell me which is the essential Loudness album to get after the Mike VIERA stuff. You know, I'd like to check it out. I'd like to look into it. So, hey, if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not. So, stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and SHMACKEMAGOB, MZA.